Hey there, YouTube. It's Friday, so that means pickup video, and I've got a pretty good one here for you. A lot of this comes courtesy of Ship My Cards, who brought a big package that included a lot of these different cards, but there was some generous offerings from the postal gods from eBay, so I'll just give you a little bit of a taste there. Pretty good stack of cards, quite a bit going on. It's pretty much, I think, 100% cards for the Medano collection this time around, but there's some really good stuff in here. I gave a little bit of a preview as I usually do on Instagram, so if you do follow my Instagram, and I'll have it on the screen there for you, if you do follow it, that's usually a good place to get some previews of some of the cards that come in, because I do show off some of the nice ones as they do come in. Usually no more than one a day. I don't want to spam everybody, especially when I do have a week like this. I don't want to spoil everything. The other part of it is also it's a good way of seeing when a live stream is coming up. So I'm going to have another one coming up on Sunday. Usual time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific time. No set guests, no set co-host this time around yet. I'm going to try to figure out what I'm going to do. I'll also kind of leave it open for questions as far as if there's anything that everybody wants to talk about. I usually have a couple of topics at the beginning. So format-wise, I've started to kind of establish the format for it. At the beginning, I usually want to talk about anything newsworthy or anything interesting that I think happened the past week. And then after that, kind of leave it a little bit open. I'm still up in the air if I want to go back to doing the leaving it open for random people to join in. I kind of like doing that, but it's one of those things where only a handful of people would take me up on it, which is fine. But it's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit of a mixed bag when you don't know who's going to come in. And if a lot of folks just kind of want to watch passively, then you just kind of sit there leaving the link up there and nobody takes advantage of it. So I'm still working on it. If you have any feedback on that, I'd be happy to hear about it. And either in the comments or on the show itself. So you're more than welcome to give me feedback either way. Anyway, all right, enough of that. So let's get into the pickups here. So I'm going to start off with a stack here of some different parallels and inserts and stuff like that are kind of fun. So this one is a parallel of the Hollow Effects. So this is a 2009-2010 Upper Deck. And this is the die-cut gold version of the Hollow Effects. Now, one thing I'll say about these Hollow Effects is that the hologram on the back is really kind of an awesome hologram. So you can see all the SP Authentics, and you got kind of a pattern going on there. Anytime you got a hologram like that, it's really fun. Now, this one is a gold version compared to the other one, and it is die cut. So it is kind of cool. And like I said, the hologram is kind of the star of the show on this one. Really stands out. So I'll kind of put that there, and you can see a little bit of the shine there from the reflection. Okay, next one here is a good card. This is, I believe, 98.99. This is the Mystery Finest double-sided card, Mystery Finest card with Brandon Shanahan, but this is the refractor version, which is one of the ones I was looking at. So you can really see it down there, a little bit here as well, a little bit on the stick, the hockey stick, on the logo. I will say as far as refractors go, this was a little hard to tell outside of, like I said, the hockey stick. On the back, you can see it a little bit better here on this one. Again, the hockey stick stands out a little bit more. But these are pretty cool. So it's a double-sided Mystery Finest refractor. Next one here. Get back in parallels here. And this one is going to be the 2000-2001 Be a Player Signature Series. And this is the Ruby version. Numbered to 200. One of the distinguishing features, as you know, from a lot of the Be a Player is they had a lot of different ways of doing the numbering. So this is 35 of 200. Kind of filling out that section of the collection. Now, the next couple of these are going to be some Pacific parallels. So a lot of these are very similar. A lot of premiere dates and stuff like that. So you need to fill in that section of the collection. This is 2001-2002 Pacific, standard Pacific. And this is the premiere date. And I want to show you a little variation about these in a second, but we'll get to that. So this is the premiere date, and it is numbered to 45. So number 08 of 35. One of the things that stands out about a lot of these is that they keep the design very similar. The premiere date is probably one of the least exciting, but kind of interesting in terms of numbering, and I'll show you an example again in a second, because I do have a couple to show you this time around. So this next one here is also going to be a premiere date. This is from 2000-2001 Vanguard. So you'll notice no numbering there, but it is on the back. So this is out of 100. So you'll notice, one thing you'll notice is there's a couple of things you'll notice on these, because I've got a couple of examples this time around. So there's no real consistency on numbering, and there'll be cases like this where it's on the back, cases like this where it's on the front. A lot of variation about it. So like I said, out of 100, out of 45, we got the next one here. This next one is also premiere date, also Pacific. This is 2000, 2001 Pacific, so the previous year. And this is a premiere date. And this one is jersey numbered, so it is 9, but it's 9 of 40, if you notice. So again, you change it up again. Now you notice this one says premiere date, and it is numbered out of 40. That is a base Pacific. Well, if I go back to the other one again, this one says premiere date and actually includes the date. So there's all these constant variations, and even this third one that has on the back, this one is premiere date, and again it has the numbering. But the font, if you notice, is a little bit different as well. So it's not like the font even matches up. It's all literally all over the place. It's like Pacific couldn't make up its mind what version it wanted to do for the premiere date. It was very, very odd. Very interesting, but also very odd. Anyway, so I just wanted to share with you kind of some of those variations and differences, and it was really genuinely all over the place. This next one here is 99-2000, and this is Omega, and this is the ice blue parallel. So Omega for this year, a couple of things distinguish it. So the ice blue is numbered out of 75. They use this kind of numbering, very similar to the one that I showed you over here in terms of numbering. Now, the other thing about Omega is two things. So first is that if you look at the bottom there, the image of Medano's head is etched kind of into the foil a little bit. And also the other portion of it is I do appreciate that they included the picture is actually from the All-Star game. This is the 2000 All-Star game, and I actually have a replica version of this jersey that I bought around the time of the 2000 All-Star game because that was in Toronto. So you can see the logo there. So it is very cool to have a card from the actual All-Star game. And then I believe in the back there you got Miroslav Shatan, if I'm not mistaken. I could be, but I believe that is correct. So there you go. Kind of cool. So I do have a soft spot for that burgundy uniform. Not burgundy, sorry, navy blue. I don't know why I had burgundy in my head, but completely different color. Okay, next card here that I want to show you. 99-2000. This is SPX. This is the Spectrum Parallel. So this is the Prominence subset. So Prominence subset, Spectrum, written right there. And then you can see it is numbered out of 50. That is the parallel version there. Very cool. SPX Prominence. So we're definitely filling in some of those parallels and things. Next card here is going to be a dual autograph. So we got here, this is 2006-2007 SP Authentic Hockey. Sign of the Times dual. And this is Mike Modano and Mike Ribeiro. Hard signed card. Nice clean blue Sharpie on both. Unnumbered, but it is the dual Sign of the Times. Very cool. Okay, moving on here. Now we're going to get some memorabilia cards. So this is still considered part of the base set because they do number it as such. 2006-2007 SPX. This is Flashback Fabrics. Simple green swatch. Card number 108. Flashback Fabrics. Next one here is from MVP. This is, I believe, 2001-2002 MVP. This is the Skate Around. Skate Around jersey. I think the orange is from a practice jersey. I know I've seen the orange on a couple of different cards before, but it escapes me which one it is. And they've also got double jersey versions and I believe triple jersey versions of the Skate Around. So I think I've shown stuff like this before, but this is the standard, just a single player jersey from Medano. Skate Around from MVP. Like I said, I think it is a practice jersey, but I forget on that one. This one is 2007-2008 Upper Deck Artifacts Hockey. This is the Treasured Swatches. This is the silver out of 100. Very familiar design if you've seen some mail days in the past, and you do have the rainbow foil going for the numbering at the bottom. Treasured Swatches. Very cool. This one's kind of a fun card to look at. This is the 2005-2006 Upper Deck Big Playmaker. So it's two windows for the jersey patch, and this is numbered to 50. There you go. You got your numbering there, and then you got a black piece and a green piece. Big Playmaker. So you got the bigger jersey piece. Very cool. Numbered to 50. Okay, so this next section here. This one is actually kind of an underrepresented section, but it's me working on putting together some of this section here. A lot of times, those of you who are more familiar with the channel have been watching a lot of the pickup videos. You know that I have a big affinity for the Cup because it is obviously one of the premier brands, especially in the hockey realm, and it is one of the key cards. So I've had the chance to show off a lot of Cup cards, and I will show a really nice one here at the end. These ones are nice too, but they're a little bit different. And the reason I say so is this. One of the kind of underrated things about the Cup is that you have your base cards that are numbered usually to like 249 or thereabouts, depending on the year. But one of the other things you have as well is that it's got a base jersey. And the base jersey is based on the base card design, but they'll have a cutout for it and then a design for it as a jersey. But those ones, even though it's a standard quote-unquote jersey card, a lot of the thought goes into, you know, the different patches and things like that, and autograph patches and stuff like that. And a lot of times those autograph patches can be pretty valuable, especially if the patch is nice. And I'm giving you all this context just so you can understand the difference here. But a lot of times those autograph patches will be out of 35, or it'll be out of 50, or it'll even be out of 75, an example that I'll show you a little bit in a couple of moments. But the base jersey Cup, even though it's like very standard, and, you know, Beckett gives it a low book value grade for what that means, which isn't a lot, but the base jersey card will actually be out of 25. And that was always one of the kind of interesting quirks. So it was actually a very limited card, considering how quote-unquote plain it is relative to some of the exciting patches and things you would expect. So this is 2006, 2007, the Cup hockey, and this is the jersey. So based on the base card design, but it'll obviously be adjusted accordingly for the jersey. Simple, small window, jersey, numbered out of 25. You get a chance to see a couple of variants of this. This one is not the base card design, but it is still regular jersey. This is the Cup Foundations. So 2006, 2007, this is Cup Foundations, the regular jersey version. And this one is also numbered to 25. So this may look familiar to you because I've had the Cup Foundation version with the quad patch and the autograph. So this is the base version of it. And you can see it is numbered there to 25. Now the patch version, the quad patch version, is numbered 5. So that is a situation where it's a lot more limited for the parallel, but I just want to give you a little bit of perspective. But this is a base jersey design for that year. And this one's also a base jersey design. So this is 2009, 2010, the Cup. Again, based on, if you had the base card, it would look very similar to this. Difference being, obviously, you got the window cut out for the jersey, and it is also numbered 25. So these are actually pretty limited cards, even though at the same time they're not considered as exciting. But still, kind of a cool contrast. And again, I'll show you kind of an example of the patch and things like that in a moment. This one, though, is not from the Cup. This is this next one here is going to be from, I believe it's 2000 and, let me make sure I get the year right, 2008, 2009, Upper Deck Artifacts Hockey. This is the Frozen Artifacts jersey and patch version. So you get the plain white swatch here for the jersey, numbered out of 25 with the rainbow foil. And actually a pretty nice patch piece considering the size. Pretty cool. Very nice. Pull that out of the way. Okay, so this is the first of kind of the bigger pieces here, because now this last section I'm going to show you some really nice stuff, although this patch is pretty nice as well. It gives you a little bit of a precursor to what's coming now. So the first one here I want to show you. This is from the Cup, like I said a moment ago. 2006, 2007, the Cup as well. So we're still, so this is another one from that year, kind of chipping away at the want list for this year. This is the Signature Patches insert subset. And this is the patch jersey. So let me show you. So when you think of the Cup, you're thinking about stuff like this. You got your hard sign card, and then you got a nice little patch piece there, a little bit of a star going along with it. So it's a nice piece. But you can see, even though it's a really nice piece, and this is, like I said, what you think about when you think about the Cup, the signature patches and stuff like that, that is numbered to 75. Now, obviously, this is going to go for a lot more than those jersey cards out of 25, but at the same time, it's a little underrated that the quote-unquote plain jersey card is actually actually has a print run a third of this. So it gives you a little bit of a contrast. But 2006, 2007, the Cup, signature patches out of 75. Pretty good. This next one here is also not from the Cup, but I want to show you here another set here. This is 2014, 2015 SP Game Used. You'll have to forgive me about the holder. I'll have to replace it, but this is what it came with. This is the Supreme Sticks subset, and this is numbered to 12. So I do have a better image of it in the Instagram, but you can see it's numbered to 12 there. It's 10 of 12. Really nice piece of the stick. You know, sticks tend to come in multiple colors, but it is still a nice looking piece for sure. And a big piece of the cutout. So Supreme sticks. So they went with an all-star motif there as well. Cool card. Next one here is going to be from Upper Deck Trilogy. So this is 2008-2009 Upper Deck Trilogy. Now this one is the scripted swatches. This is the first star parallel. If you go back in time a little bit, in a previous mail day, I have had this subset in there before. Let me just shift over the camera a little bit. I've had the subset in before, and when it came to that subset, I've had the third star on. And there's actually 3 different rarities depending on it. So the third star is the most common. That's the one I've shown before. It's out of 100. Then there is a second star, which is actually out of, I believe, 25. And then the first star is actually the rarest one. So that's this guy. Let me see if I can adjust the light a little bit on this. So the first star, scripted swatches, autograph, but it is on a sticker. You got the jersey piece there. And this one is actually numbered to 10, there with the rainbow foil. So this is the most limited version. So I've got the third star and I've got the first star. The only one I'm missing is the second star, which, like I said, I believe is out of 25. But if and when I get that, it'll complete that little subset portion of the collection. Okay, so we're down to our last 3 cards. Now this is a big card already. Out of 10, nice autograph piece. So these next couple are kind of fun because we've got some nice patches to finish things off, since we do like our patches. So this is, I believe, 2014, 2015. In the game used, and I'm not always a fan of the design, but this year was kind of okay, design-wise. This is a dual game-used memorabilia, so double patch card of Brett Hall and Mike Modano. This is the gold version out of 5. And 2 very nice patch pieces to go along with it. So I believe this is the Coho, and I believe this is part of like the, I want to say like the front star patch. I forget on that one. But this is definitely from the Coho on the jersey. But very cool. Gold Spectrum, numbered out of 5. Very cool card. So 2 Hall of Famers there on the Dallas 98-99 Stanley Cup winning team. Great combo. Like I said, we're doing the big jerseys here. Now, 99 times out of 100, this one would probably qualify as probably the headliner, the one to finish it off, but you'll kind of see why this one will play second to the last piece. But it's going to be one of the last ones here at the end when I finish off. So this is actually from, I'm going to say 2017 because that's the year that it's got on here, but it's a more recent design, I guess. This is from President's Choice Hockey Cards. This is the company that's owned by Brian Price, formerly of In the Game and Be a Player. And he has his own kind of private company that basically produces, I'm going to say, collector pieces. Sometimes on demand, sometimes by commission, basically, where he can produce different kind of memorabilia pieces and autograph pieces. And a lot of times it's based on Brian Price's own collection that he accumulated, because a lot of the Be a Player and In the Game stuff he acquired. And then even when he sold off the company and Leaf took it over, he still retained some memorabilia pieces which are used to make certain types of cards. Well, this one here is from what's called the Hall of Fame subset, and he created it. And this is a one-of-one piece with a nice piece of patch as well. So this is the Mike Modano Hall of Fame piece. He was in the Hall of Fame as of 2014. And you can see you got the star from the shoulder patch there. The star in the D. Very nice card. Clean design. It is a one-of-one. And that is a one-of-one patch piece, Hall of Fame subset, President's Choice. So that is a very cool card. Now, like I said, normally that would be a card that would finish off as a headliner, but the one I've got to finish this one off is also a one-of-one card, also a one-of-one patch piece. But it is not just one patch piece. Since I mentioned that Brian Price previously owned In the Game and those related associated brands, and now Leaf owns a lot of those naming conventions, the last card is a Leaf card. And this is a very recent one. This is from 2020, 2021, Leaf In the Game Used Hockey. So it's the most recent set out from Leaf as far as In the Game Used. And this is a subset called Hockey Redraft. And what they did in this subset is they took different draft classes and took a look at the first several picks, about 5 or 6 of them, and decided basically to reimagine what the draft order could have been and then build some cards around it. Now, in usual Leaf fashion, you have your base jersey card, or you've got a couple of different variants. Well, this one here is the 1 of 1. This is the gold version. So I'll show it to you. So this here is 6 patch pieces, numbered to 1 of 1. So this is the 1988 draft, redone. And in their reimagined version, Teemu Selanne went number 1. But you can see they're a really excellent patch piece. Medano at number 2, with a little piece of the star again, I believe. And then you got Rob Blake. I'm not sure what part of the jersey that is, but it's an awesome looking piece as well. Mark Recchi, number 4. Jeremy Roenick at number 6, even though it's a little hard to see, it is a 2-color piece. And Alexander McGillney at number 5, and Jeremy Roenick at number 6. But you can see there, in terms of the quality of player that was shown in this draft here, that even in this draft reimagining, it's a pretty good group of players, I would say. They all had their cup of coffee being elite level, some elite level scorers on both sides, and then Rob Blake was a great defenseman. So overall, not too bad at all. And as far as jersey pieces are concerned, like quality pieces on most of these. The Roenick and the McGillney are a little disappointed by comparison to these 4, but these 4 stand out big time. And it makes for a great piece. And you can see there it's got the gold kind of rainbow foil thing going on with it. So it's top to bottom, it's just a very nice piece. And this one will end up on the Instagram for Saturday. So if you do catch this on Friday at some point, you got a little bit of sneak preview. This is going to be the Saturday card that I was kind of saving. So there you go. Finished it off with a 1 of 1 piece to follow up with a 1 of 1 piece. So pretty good, a really big time mail week, I would say. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so that leaves us with the last piece of business for tonight, and that's going to be the totals. So where we sit after this week. A lot of cards, like I said, coming predominantly from Ship My Cards, which is courtesy of them. And there's some more cards that I'll probably be getting from them in the not too distant future. I'm sitting at 1,956 unique Mike Modano cards in the collection, with 168 different autographs, including the ones that were added in today, and then 371 memorabilia cards. So we're chugging along towards 400 memorabilia cards, which will be a nice little milestone. And 200 autos is still a little bit away, but we're definitely making some progress and starting to chip away at it. But 2 1 of 1s to finish things off, to go along with a lot of other, like, out of 5 patch card, autographed jersey, a lot of good stuff. Like when when stuff like this doesn't make it into the last section, it tells you it was a very strong week as far as great quality pieces to add to the collection. So quality and quantity on this one. So anyway, that kind of wraps it up for this one. Thanks as always for checking it out. If you got any comments or questions, feel free to throw them in there. Like I said, I will have a live stream coming up on Sunday. If you have any questions that you'd like us to address or answer, please, by all means, I'd be happy to take that in the comments. Also, I will post some stuff on the social media, predominantly Instagram, to leave some room for that as well. So hopefully you enjoyed. That'll be it for now, and we'll catch you in the next episode.